Was I hazed at the University of Alabama? Hello everyone, it has been a hot minute, but welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mackenzie, and this is Sorority Recruitment 101, the only channel dedicated to answering the questions you may have about what it's like to be in a sorority in college, and what it's like to go through sorority recruitment at a big university. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about hazing in sororities. Now, this is a hot topic for people who aren't in sororities, for parents who have daughters going off to college, and for those of you who are thinking about rushing a sorority. I know it was something I was super nervous about, so I wanted to take today's video to talk to you guys about it and share my experience dealing with it when I was in college. But before I get into any of that, you guys know the drill. Make sure you subscribe down below and click that notification bell so you never miss a new video. I post new videos every single week giving you guys tips for sorority recruitment and also to share about my experience being in a sorority at the University of Alabama. Also, I would love to have you join our Sorority Recruitment 101 family, so make sure you're following us on all of our social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even TikTok, and I'll be sure to link all of them in the description box below. Alright, so let's talk about hazing in sororities. Now, I always knew I wanted to join a sorority when I went to college. It just seemed like something really fun to be a part of. But with all that excitement, I was also very nervous about hazing. You see all the things on the news, all the articles written about girls who were hazed when they were in sororities, and I was so nervous that that was going to happen to me. In high school, I didn't go to parties, I didn't drink, I just wasn't into that. I was more into my sports and my academics. But going off to college and joining a sorority, there's always that stereotype that sorority girls always just want to party, that's it. Now, that's definitely what's portrayed in the media, but thank God I had cousins in sororities that told me that that's not what being a member of a sorority is all about. They told me about all of their sisterhood events and philanthropy events, which calmed me down a little bit. But going to a big school like Alabama, I knew it would be a little bit different and more intense, so I was still very worried about getting hazed. In the news and the media, you really do hear all of the horror stories, and it does put sororities and Greek life in a bad light. But after talking with my cousins, I saw that there's so much more to sororities than partying, which I was very thankful for because I knew it was something I wanted to do, but again, I just was not into partying in high school, and that wasn't really something that was going to be a priority to me in college. Now, some of those horror stories on the news can be true, and a lot of people were hazed back in the day when joining a sorority. I don't know if it's just the upperclassmen trying to have a power advantage over the underclassmen, but it did used to happen back in the day. I know even just a few years prior to when I got to Alabama, there was still some hazing going on. But as years went on, sorority members realized that hazing was not necessary and it wasn't fun or cool. They saw that making the underclassmen feel uncomfortable, scared, and making them do things they didn't want to do is not the best way to welcome them into the sisterhood. Now, a lot of us would assume that this is common sense and that it should have never happened, but a lot of people saw hazing as fun, harmless, and kind of looped it into the whole tradition of joining a sorority. So based on all of that information, you guys want to know, was I hazed at the University of Alabama? And the answer is no, I wasn't, and I know that's a really boring answer and not what you wanted to hear, but it's true. I was not hazed at all when joining my sorority. I really appreciated that the upperclassmen did not make us do anything that we weren't comfortable with, and that they were really always going out of their way to make us feel welcome and at home. After my new member experience of not being hazed, I was wondering if my sorority was just rare and one of the only ones that didn't haze anymore. So I went to ask my friends in other sororities about their new member experiences, and they all had the same answer I did. They weren't hazed at all either. And when I asked them how they felt about this, they were excited too, because it was something they were also super nervous about. I'm really happy a lot of sororities have done away with hazing, just because it is scary enough going off to college by yourself, and having to worry about the upperclassmen teasing, taunting, or hazing you is not a stress that you need added to your plate as a college student. I think a lot of sororities have done away with hazing just because they realize that it's not worth it to treat others poorly just because you have some authority over them. And they're trying to build one cohesive sisterhood. Now, I'm not going to say that every sorority has done away with hazing. I wish that were the case, but sadly it's not. So if you're a new member who just joined a sorority and is being hazed a little bit, I'm about to give you some tips on how to go about dealing with it. My first tip for you guys is, if you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. Don't do anything you don't want to do just because you feel the actives won't like you as much or they might revoke your membership. One, they cannot revoke your membership if you don't participate in hazing. That's not allowed, and if they try and do that, you don't want to be a member there anyway. Two, if they're really your friends and the sisters that they say they are, they will respect your boundaries and they will not make you do something you don't want to do. And if they don't respect your boundaries, those aren't people you want to be around anyway. There are plenty of other sororities that will make you feel like family and won't mistreat you. So if you feel you're being hazed and the active members aren't respecting your boundaries, drop that sorority. It's not worth it if you don't feel comfortable or safe in your own sorority and with your own sorority sisters. If you are being hazed or the upperclassmen are making you feel uncomfortable, feel free to go talk to someone on your executive board. Your executive board is there to fight for you, so they will make sure if you feel uncomfortable that it stops immediately. But if you don't feel comfortable talking to someone in your own sorority, there is another resource that you can use. There is a hazing hotline that you can call 24 hours a day and report your incident. The people on the phone will be there to listen to you and talk you through some solutions. That way you feel more comfortable in your Greek organization. The number you can call if you're being hazed and would like to report your incident is 1-888-NOT-HAZE. I'll be sure to put that number in the description box below as well. All right, you guys, so that is it for today's video talking about hazing in sororities, sharing my experience, and giving you some tips if you are dealing with being hazed in your own sorority. I hope this doesn't happen to any of you, but just remember, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. Like I said, I will put the number to the hazing hotline in my description box below. My DMs are always open if you need to talk about anything regarding your membership in your sorority or about going through sorority recruitment in general. As always, you guys, make sure you subscribe down below and feel free to comment on some topics that you want me to make a video about next. You know I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.